In this module of Professor Moylan's Marketing Essentials, we get into dynamic pricing, and that is a strategy whereby prices are adjusted based on demand to maximize a company's revenues. Now, these are often called yield management systems. A yield management system makes it possible for a company to, one, stimulate demand when demand is low, and or two, maximize profits by charging higher prices when demand is high. So again, we're going to use a yield management system to take into account the fact that demand changes. And so when demand is low, we're going to decrease price to goose demand. When demand is high, we're going to increase price to maximize profits. Now, when would a yield management system make the most sense? Do you think Oreo uses a yield management system? No, not at all, because demand is relatively flat for Oreo. Even if, let's just for argument's sake say that people never ate Oreos during the week and only ate Oreos on the weekends, and then you think, well, therefore I will price it low in the middle of the week to stimulate demand. No, people would just buy it in the middle of the week, put it on their shelf, and then eat it on the weekends. How about something like skis? Demand for skis is, very, very high in the winter and very, very low in the summer. Well, again, if we changed the price and made skis a whole lot cheaper in the summer, people would just buy them in the summer and put them in their garage and wait for the snow to start falling. So let's look at the conditions when yield management system pricing makes the most sense. First, oftentimes we need something that has a perishable inventory. In other words, people can't buy it when it's low priced and just store it, save it for later on. The inventory has to, use it or lose it. It's a perishable inventory. We generally tend to have relatively fixed capacity. We can't make more during periods of increased demand. Also, generally, there are high fixed costs and low variable costs. What type of industries is this most common in? Well, far and away, the two most common are in airline travel and hotels. That's why air tickets are so expensive around Thanksgiving and Christmas, because there's so much more demand and there's a fixed number of airline seats available. They don't want any plane to take off with a whole bunch of empty seats, because those empty seats, that's inventory that immediately perishes the second that plane pushes back from the gate. And so that's why they try to adjust the price, use a yield management system to maximize the number of seats that are sold. Same is true for hotels. And let me give you an example of hotels from my past. One of my favorite hotels to stay in Las Vegas is Caesars Palace. So I was looking for a hotel room in late May, and we'll just look at the top, the Forum King bed. On the weekend, it averaged $354 a night. Notice it's a lot more expensive on Saturday than Sunday, because a lot of people drive from Los Angeles out to Las Vegas and they spend Saturday night there, but then they get in their car and drive back late Sunday. So Saturday is far and away the greatest demand, and so they've got the highest prices there. This is May. A great time to go to Las Vegas is when it's not great weather elsewhere, but a bad time to go to Las Vegas is in the middle of summer, when it's hotter than what in Las Vegas. So there's what my prices are in May. Let's take a look at them in the dead of summer. Look at that. In the middle of July, they're down to $149. That bed that was $459 just a few weeks earlier, is now down to $149. They almost can't even give those rooms away because it is just so hot. So airlines, hotels, those are two of the most common industries to use yield management systems, but a lot of other industries do, again, when those conditions apply. There's perishable inventory, there's fixed capacity, there's high fixed costs and low variable costs. And those industries include airlines and hotels, but also things like car rentals, cruises, broadcast advertising. You don't sell those ad spots and they disappear. Golf courses. Anytime you've got perishable inventory, fixed capacity, high fixed costs, and low variable costs, you're a good candidate for a yield management system. Dynamic pricing that changes, that adjusts to maximize profits.